Hi, and welcome to What's Going On Lately. I'm here today with Dr. Satinder Bharaj, and he is the founder of Pahhni Water, and he's also part of OptiCell, the herbal supplements that we're going to be talking about today. Thank you for being on my show today.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I am honored to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. So if you can tell me, how did your journey lead you to connect and collaborate with Moorish American Enterprise?
So I was introduced to the Moors Enterprise Group by my very good friend, the former heavyweight boxing champion of the world, Lehman Brewster. That is how I got involved with the Moors Enterprise Group.
My name is Grand Sheik, National Grand Sheik and Grand Governor, Moorish Science Temple of America. Here now.
Dr. Bharaj, could you tell us about your background and what inspired you to become a scientist specializing in herbal medicine and water?
Sure. I am a PhD scientist. I was actually born and raised in Kenya, and I came to the US. I did my undergrad all in Cincinnati, and then I did my PhD as well at the University of Cincinnati. I was then a global R&D director in Procter & Gamble in healthcare for 27 years. So all my life I have been in healthcare, taking care of folks, inventing medicines and manufacturing them as well. So when I came out of Procter & Gamble in 2017, one of my assignments when I was with Procter & Gamble was buying this company called Pure Water Purification. So before buying that company, I had to learn everything there was to learn about water. So when I came out of Procter & Gamble in 2017, there was an incubator that asked me to come and be on their scientific advisory board. That is when I started to learn more about the water and the business of water, so to speak. And that is how the Pahhni was invented. It is a natural alkaline water, and we can talk more about the science of that.
Okay, sounds good. So how do you ensure the quality and the purity of the herbs and the water you use in your medicine blends?
So that is a great question. In the US, anything you ingest or put into your body falls under the CFR, which is the Code of Federal Regulations, which is managed by the FDA. Now, everybody knows the FDA in the US. So we have to follow stringent guidelines just for water as well as for these supplements. So we have to meet their rules and regulations that are put in place. The supplements that are made, every raw material is checked against these Code of Federal Regulations. The water that we manufacture, same case, it is tested against the Code of Federal Regulations. So it is very much mandated that you have to pass this testing before you can put this out into the trade.
That's good to know. So let me ask, are your products organic?
So they are organic in terms of they're all natural.
Okay.
So organic are they farmed from organic? That I cannot claim.
Right.
However, the products are all natural, so there are no chemicals added into. They're all natural, made from natural fruits and vegetables and spices.
Okay, that's important. That's what we want.
Yes.
Now, what sets your products apart and your water apart from others on the market today?
Great question. So let me start with Pahhni water. Pahhni is a premium alkaline water. Most of the alkaline waters in the marketplace are what are called artificially generated. What that means is most of this water that we drink, any bottled water that you drink, usually starts with a municipal source, meaning tap water. What they do after to process that water is what that makes the alkaline or not alkaline. So our competitors, what they usually do is they take the municipal water and they purify it by reverse osmosis. What that means is basically they are scrubbing that water of all the natural minerals. And you've probably seen the Kroger purified water, Maya
Yeah.
purified water. If you look on the side, it'll say chemicals added for taste. So it doesn't make sense why you would take the natural minerals, but you add minerals back. So, you know, I tell folks, while you want to drink purified water, it is not a good water to drink because it has chemicals
in it.
Okay. Number two, what they do to that purified water is they then ionize it. Ionization meaning they put a positive and a negative electrode in the water and they push a current through it. When you do that with water, the pH goes up automatically. Now, because this water is purified and does not have any natural minerals, the pH will fall back to neutral within 24 to 48 hours. So what they have to do is they have to add chemicals back in to stabilize that pH. Our alkaline water is all natural. It goes through a natural limestone filtration. We do not add any chemicals to it. In fact, if you look at my ingredients, all it'll say is water. If you look at the #1 brand that's out there of alkaline water, you will see all those chemicals they have added back in to stabilize the pH. That's number two. Number three, we start with Hamilton's water. Hamilton is a 2-time gold medal winner of the best tasting water in the world. So every year there is this competition called the Berkeley Springs International Water Tasting Competition. We have companies from all over the world send samples to that. In fact, they have water sommeliers there. They taste the water and then, you know, give out the best tasting. So Hamilton, our source water, is the best. It has won twice the gold medal for the best tasting water.
That's good.
So we tell folks we start with the best and then put it through our proprietary process and make it slightly better. So that's the water. The OptiCell, there are 3 formulations here. There is a heart health, there is a joint health, and there is glucose control. The same thing as Pahhni is these are all made from natural herbs and fruits and spices. And these are focusing on the cellular level. So they're not chemically made, they're all from natural. So the natural aspect is huge here, and especially when they're helping out. So there are no side effects. That's what
good.
happens. Yes.
That's good stuff. Do you have any specific certifications or third-party testing processing to ensure the safety and efficiency of your products?
Yes. So for the Pahhni, what we, as I mentioned to you, when we after we manufacture, we then send it to an outside certified lab that tests it according to the FDA's Code of Federal Regulation. Same case with the OptiCell product. We send it to a third-party lab that tests it and say, yes, what you are saying is in there is already in there. So they certify it to say, yes, you are giving us what you're supposed to give us.
Okay, sounds good. And can you briefly describe your process for creating the new herbal blends?
Yeah. So for the supplements, and most of the medicines that are out in the marketplace are usually to mitigate symptoms. So if you have a cold, you're coughing, basically when you're taking, you know, any medication, that is to suppress the symptoms. So when we started doing research on these supplements, we wanted to say, how can we prevent the problem from occurring? Now, you may eventually have it because of genetic issues or otherwise. However, the goal was to prevent this from happening. So that is when you are starting to look at the cellular level to say what is happening in the cells and how can we prevent these diseases from mitigating themselves or from showing themselves before it gets to be too bad. So that if you're starting to look at it from the original prevention point, you know, as they say, prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Then that is what makes these supplements very powerful, because we are looking at it at the cellular level. You look at what is upregulated and what is downregulated, and what you want to do is whatever is downregulated, you move it up so that your body is functioning normally.
Okay. Now I have a personal question, but
Sure.
like for example, my mom, she has a lot of pain, like joint pain.
Yes.
Now, since she hasn't been taking your supplements to prevent it, now it's here and it's here.
Yeah.
Would her taking these supplements, would it still help her in her condition?
Yes, because remember what I said, it goes to the cellular level to function, to solve the problem. Okay. So right now, if your mom has the pain, she's probably taking Tylenol or Aleve, right, to alleviate the symptoms. This will go to the cellular level to fix that problem. Okay. So I'll give you a small, example, because one of our, in fact, she's now a big investor in OptiCell. She was basically in a wheelchair, and she's actually an golf pro, but she, over the time, bad diet and all that, but she basically was in a wheelchair. She started taking this, and this is not, it's not a magic bullet. You're not going to see it right away. It takes at least a couple of months because it's a supplement. In 2 months later, the lady was playing golf.
Really?
No longer in the wheelchair.
Really?
Yes, and we have a lot of examples like this, people who have really started taking this, and we've seen in the folks taking the glucose balance, their A1C levels falling dramatically. In fact, one of our scientists on this product, he had diabetes for the past, I think, 40 or 45 years. And he was taking metformin. Everybody takes metformin if you have diabetes. And he stopped taking it after getting on this. So as I said, it takes time. However, you can still take your metformin while you're taking the glucose balance. However, eventually you can stop the medication and just go on this.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. The other question is, how is it one tablet you take a day, or what
no?
Do you suggest?
Yeah, that's great. It's 2 tablets per day.
Okay.
So you can take one in the morning, one in the evening, with meals, and this gives you the power of eating 20 pounds of fruit and vegetables.
Okay.
So if you would have to eat 20 pounds of fruit and vegetables per day to get what this is giving you.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you. Are there any potential interactions or side effects that consumers should be aware of when using your products?
So yes, any medicines or any supplements that you take, always ask your doctor. However, because these are all natural, as I mentioned, the fruits and vegetables and spices, there should be no interaction with any of the medicines that you take. However, before you start it, just talk to your doctor, and they can look at the ingredients, and it's a supplement. It's out there. Anybody can buy it. So I would, as a scientist, I would say no. However, it's always good to get your doctor's opinion.
That's great. What measures do you take to minimize the environmental impact of your production processes, like the packaging and the distribution of your products?
So that's a very good question. So what we have done with our supplement is we have made sure the tablet is, so you've probably seen that these supplement tablets are huge, very big. Yeah. We have made sure that we have compacted our tablets to be smaller. So when you make them smaller, it's easier for everybody to take, to ingest, to even, otherwise some people cannot take that big pills.
That's true, because some of them are
huge.
And they get stuck in your throat. You're like, oh, I don't want to take these. So you don't want to take it.
Exactly.
So that's good to know.
Yeah, our technology, we've compacted it to really small. Now, because they're really small, we do not have to use, and you can see these bottles, how small they are.
Yeah.
This is 1 month supply here.
Yeah, that's good.
Right? So, and you've probably seen if you go to the Costco's or the Best Buy, they're that big. So
they're big.
That in itself, it reduces any of our footprint in terms of, using bigger bottles.
Yes.
And then everything here, the bottles are recyclable. So you can toss them into the recycle bin.
Oh, that's good.
Same case in the water. Yeah, a lot of folks have asked us that question. Wait a minute, you are water and you are, but plastic is polluting. So that is it is a valid question. However, at this point, there isn't a bottle out there that is totally decomposable. Now, our bottle cap and everything is fully recyclable, so that's good. We start with that. Having said that, we are always looking for newer technologies to put our water in. So, when that decomposable bottle will come, we will be the first people to go in. Now, people say, what about glass and what about aluminum? So, glass A is very heavy, right?
Yes.
And the transportation, it breaks a lot. So economically, it is not efficient. Now there, obviously there are beers and others that use glass. However, they've also moved to plastic. So there are very few products out there that use total glass in terms of holding that much liquid. The aluminum cans, you've probably seen them. The beer comes in aluminum cans and all, and in fact soda. What they have inside the aluminum cans is a BPA plastic. So it kind of defeats the purpose, right? You already have plastic inside the aluminum can. So that's one. Secondly, you've probably seen box water, which is a cardboard water. And you know this, you put water on cardboard, what happens? It falls apart.
Yes.
So that also has a plastic lining inside. So it's very much a marketing thing. So they already have plastic in the cardboard. So we try as much as possible. Everything we use is totally recyclable. This brings us to our water. Water, as you know, is a very precious commodity. Our source water is from the Great Miami Valley Aquifer. It has 1.3 trillion, with a T, gallons of water. And the water level has not changed since 1967. So it's constantly being replenished. And aquifers is where everybody gets most of their drinking water from. So that sustainability we're very proud of, that we are using a very sustainable resource.
That's good to know. So speaking of your water, could you tell us how stable is your water?
Yes. For being a natural product, as I mentioned, because we put it through a limestone filtration, we add no chemicals into it. Our water is stable for up to 1 year. So that is very different, because a lot of other waters have to add chemicals to stabilize their water. So true. Keeping it natural, keeping it stable, keeping it healthy.
That's good. So, Dr. Bharaj, what is your philosophy when it comes to balancing tradition and with innovation in creating herbal supplements?
So in the end, I think, as I go back to what I already said before, prevention is better than a cure. So the philosophy is that you do good by everyone, right? Try and get to the root cause of the problem instead of taking care of the symptoms later on. So, that's what these supplements, that's our philosophy for inventing these supplements, is how can we mitigate people going through all that pain and expense and medication, and let's just go to the root problem. Now, in addition to obviously taking supplements, you have to look at your diet, you have to do exercise, right?
Yes.
It's a whole total package.
Yeah.
I mean, we're given this body, it's the only body we got.
Yeah, you
right?
gotta take care of it.
You gotta take care of it. So that is the philosophy, is to do good by everyone.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Are there any specific health conditions or wellness goals that your products are particularly well suited to address?
Right. So the alkaline water, let's start with Pahhni. Pahhni, there are clinical studies out there that show that alkaline water hydrates you better than regular water. You've probably seen this when it's a really hot day, you drink chug a bottle of water and you feel all sloshy and heavy. That's because the absorption profile is very slow. The alkaline water absorption profile is much faster. You will not feel that heaviness. That's one. Two, what we have heard from people is it helps with acidity. So people, sometimes you eat a spicy meal and you have this acid and buildup. So we've heard a lot of folks tell us, that really helped me. In fact, actually, my business partner, he used to take medicine for his GERD, And once he started drinking this water, he's gotten off the. So, and if you look at the cellular level, if we talk about the water at the cellular level, our bodies at the cellular levels are slightly alkaline. What has happened through time is that we have been eating a lot of processed foods.
Yeah.
And processed foods are all preserved with acid. So what has happened is our body's balance, which is called homeostasis, has started to move to acidic. Now, to bring that back, your body's working very hard. That's why you have gut issues, you have inflammation. Everything and anything we have in our body that's bad happens because of inflammation. What the alkaline water does, it helps the body not work as hard to maintain that homeostasis. So it's not the magic bullet, but it just helps the body a little bit. We all need a little help.
Yeah. Yes,
right?
we do.
Same case with the Opticell product, right? We look at it at the cellular level, going down to the cellular level, and see how we can help the body work better and perform better. So same for us.
That's all good stuff.
Yeah.
So finally, where can your consumers purchase your products?
So obviously, we are working with the Moores Group. They are our distributors. We are online as well, and we are in a lot of stores as well. Convenience stores, gyms love us, health food stores love us. So yeah, if you can find them in your store. In fact, if you go to our website, you can see. You can put in your zip code and it'll show you where you can find them. Having said that, I think the Moores Group being our distributors, they have a wide network. And
here in Indy.
Yes.
Yes, and I'll post the website for the Moores Enterprise where you can receive the supplements here if you're located in Indianapolis, Indiana. Now, what I want to ask you is, can you share any success stories or testimonies from a customer who have benefited from using your herbal supplements?
Sure. As I mentioned, Mr. Lehman Brewster, the ex-heavyweight boxing champion of the world, he is a huge proponent of Pahhni. He takes it for all his healthy hydration needs, and also for Opticell. So I'd love to have him share his story.
Okay, great. Okay, Mr. Brewster, thank you for being on the show. I just want to ask you a couple questions. What sparked your interest in trying the herbal supplements and water?
Which one you want me to answer first, actually?
Let's talk about the water.
Okay. So I would visit Hamilton, Ohio, and I got pretty cool with the mayor, and we were sitting at this restaurant, and like he was pouring this water, and I was like, man, what kind of water is this? Like, this is real water. Like, I'm having flashbacks of like when I was a kid, and you're drinking from the water fountain, the water hose, and it's real hot outside. Like, man. And he said, yes. So this water is special. He said everybody in Hamilton drinks this water. Nobody drinks any other water. And so I have a friend that lives in Hamilton, and I said, hey man, can you connect me with the gentleman, the people? I was like, the people that have this water, man, I got to talk to them. I was like, this water, I said, everybody needs to drink this water. And so once I was walking to the door to meet Dr. Satinder, this feeling came over me. I was like, hold on, man. Like, I don't get, I don't get excited like that about meeting people, but his name, the energy and whatnot. And then as I got close to him, I was just overcome like with just how great this man is. And then when he introduced me to the water and just really broke down what the water does in terms of not just how it tastes. And then come to find out, like, I didn't even know they had a water Olympics. And then the water Olympics has won the award twice. Like, how many people say I got a gold medal twice for water? You know what I mean? And so I was like, I need to circulate this within the sport of boxing, because I spent thousands. Gosh, I spent so much money on water because I would be in camp for anywhere between 8 to 12 weeks at a time. And not just myself, I would be in camp. I would have all these sparring partners. I've had these trainers. You got so many people coming in and out of camp. And I'm like, hold on, man. You mean to tell me there's a water that absorbs into the body better than regular water? Now you're talking to a high performance athlete, if you will. You know, it's like, in the history of boxing, it's only been like, I think they said like 48 world champions since 1700s. I happen to be one of them. And I was like, just like, man, if I could get myself in a position where I can introduce this water to these other athletes, these other fighters that aspire to be what I was able to become, a world champion, I said, I think that we can really do something, because the simple fact that I don't know any professional athlete that doesn't drink water. And so when I met Dr. Satinder, he really just broke down like what water is and how it works, and just finding out little things like, I didn't know that alkaline water, 80% of all alkaline water is ionized to become alkaline. And when you do that, you strip it of all the natural minerals that comes up out of the ground with the water. And I was like, And then come to find out, like, after about 48 hours, once it's been ionized, then it starts to go down in the alkalinity of it. And I was like, hold on. But you telling me this water, it stays alkaline because it's encased in a lime cave underground, if you will. And so just like I became like a nerd of water, but I just myself, since I've been drinking this water, as I've learned, like the higher alkaline your body is, the less the diseases, cancer and things like that can live in your body. So I've really just been taking this thing just every day. Like this, my goal, especially with people of color, we suffer from so many different diseases and things like that. And so trying to just help educate people, because I see people drinking water, but water ain't just water. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like I remember a guy, and it ain't funny, but thank you. So anyway, there was a guy that I fought my second title defense against from Australia. His name was 𝐋𝐚𝐿𝐬𝐬𝐻, 6'5" Samoan, tough dude. And he said that during the training camp getting ready to fight me, he got sick because he was drinking water that I guess the water had sat in the plastic too long and got warm. And he was like, yeah, man, I was sick going into the fight. I was like, good, thank you. I would have sent you more. But the point I'm making is that really kind of helped open my eyes as to the difference of what water is. Like, we're used to drinking water, but okay, yeah, this tastes different from this water. This has a little aftertaste. This tastes a little sweeter, you know, just depending on what they use in it. But this water right here ain't nothing close to it whatsoever. And like I said, the statistics show that it absorbs into the body much greater than average water. And I'm just like, man, I would have spent every dime I had trying to get that water in camp, because like I said, I would be in camp and it was always, oh my gosh, 8 to 12 weeks, and I'm probably drinking like 2 gallons of water a day, you know. And if I would have the opportunity to drink this water right here, and then psychologically, here's the thing, as a fighter, you always look for that advantage. Psychologically, going into the ring, knowing that I have a water that has greater properties in it than regular water, it gave me that much more confidence boost going to the corner. Because when you go to the corner, the first thing I always tell, but just knowing psychologically that there's a water that gives me a greater advantage, I'd have been on it. So, but now the Dr. Satinder has allowed me to come on and be a part of this. Like I'm full steam ahead.
That's good. Yeah. That's great. So as you've been taking the supplements and the water, have you noticed any benefits from before you were taking them?
Yeah, so I started taking the glucose because I was pre-diabetic. It's hereditary in my family. My father had it, his grandfather had it. And so when I found out about the supplements, I started taking the glucose immediately. And then I noticed after taking it on a regular basis, my A1C started going down. I'm almost normal now, you know, and like it was high. It was like I was up to like 12 or something, like my A1C. Yeah, but now I'm around at probably 7, 8. I'm about to go back and check. But yeah, so you know, especially for I don't know the technical word to use, but for the African American community, or however they say that, Negro League, I don't know. But the point I'm making is just that for our people, it is very, very important that we can have things that are natural to the body. Like Dr. Gabe had told me, the way that these supplements is created on a molecular level versus it being something created to just mask the pain or mask whatever it is that your body is trying to fight against. And so I feel blessed to have both of these, because the simple fact that in our communities, we have so many people with so many diseases. You know, the cancer, and we know the Pahhni, it makes it impossible for the cancer to survive in a body that is slightly alkaline. And then with the supplements, like you have the heart, which actually the heart health is actually the one that gives you a little more energy, a little more stamina. And I can't tell you as a man how much stamina plays a part, you know. And with the glucose, like I said, it's helped to get my A1C down, and so that means I'm taking less of prescription medicine and things like that. And then the bone and joint, that has been so good for like arthritis and things like that. So like I said, it's just a blessing, and it's like every day I wake up, I just thank God to just be in this position, you know, because especially at an older age, I've had so many fights. I started boxing at the age of 7. I'm 50 now, you know, and so all the pounding and all the injuries over the years, as you get older, them things set in. But because I have this alkaline-based water, I have these supplements that are natural, I feel like Superman without a cape.
Oh, okay, y'all hear that? You feel Superman. Y'all want to feel like Superwoman, Superman? We need to take these supplements and drink this water. Now, in addition to though, you also do the coffee, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, the Champions Brew. We call it the Choice of Champions, the Champions Brew. So this coffee is it's part Ethiopian and part Honduran. And so it's a mixture of two brands that we've blended together. And you know, the thing that I am doing with this coffee is I'm trying to use this coffee as a way to try to help people to become entrepreneurs. Instead of me just trying to sell the coffee, what I'm doing is I'm trying to offer the coffee to communities to support as a way of being able to have a kickback, if you will, you know? Because what happens is when people buy coffee, it goes to the dude that's got a big house looking to buy a bigger house. But with this coffee, when you buy this coffee, it goes back into the community that you bought it in, you know? And I think that's so important, because growing up, especially a lot of African American people, 70% of the African American homes is single women. And when you have these young women trying to raise these young warriors, and they grow up and, you know, that testosterone kicks in. If they don't have guidance in their life, then as the Bible say, the blind can't lead the blind. But what I'm doing with these coffee sales is I'm trying to get these young men, these young women to get the community to support the coffee so that I can start. Well, I have a mentoring program, and what I do is these young men that don't have fathers, I bring them into the mindset of what it is to be a boxer, because life is all about perception, and everything that I've ever done in life, I could tell you what it means in the ring and outside the ring, because a lot of these young men, they need guidance. And so through the sales of the coffee, what I do is I take this money and I put them in these programs. I can afford to take them places to give them more exposure, meeting doctors, meeting lawyers, meeting judges, and just trying to expand their mindset. You know, you'd be surprised at how many of these young men have never been outside of their city, outside of their state, you know, never been to a business meeting and things like that. So I try to use the coffee. Like I said, it's Ethiopian Honduran mix, and it's got a really great taste. We call it the coffee. We said it's the coffee with the punch.
Okay.
And so what I try to do is just use it for good, because God has blessed me in my life to become heavyweight champion of the world. He's blessed me to pretty much go around the whole world, see the world, done the world has done me. And, you know, so at the end of the day, the only thing I can do now is live to be a testimony for God and everything that He's done for me. So that's pretty much Layman Bruce in a nutshell. Okay. I'm heavily sunk into Pahhni. I'm heavily sunk into OptSell. It's a part of my life, and so every time I meet someone, I say this exact same thing.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on and telling your story. And lastly, can you tell us if they're interested in purchasing the coffee, the Champions Coffee?
Yes.
How can they do so?
So the Champions Brew, the choice of champions, you can go to thechampionsbrew.com and you can purchase this coffee. Okay. And what I do, like I say, this money isn't directed at me. This money is directed at being able to help our communities. And that's what I do for the coffee. And actually, it's what I'm doing with everything, because there's nothing else in my life I want to do since they closed Toys R Us.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show, and good luck to you in the future as well.
Thank you so much. Thanks. And I wish you much continued success.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then we can pause it. And then out in yours, thank you, Dr. Satinder Bharaj, for coming on and telling us about the supplements that you have to help us with our body.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity. And like I mentioned before, you know, our philosophy is to do good by everyone. Everything here is natural, and we need to start putting all the chemicals away and start taking care of our body with natural stuff. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
President of Morris American Enterprise. Okay. Mr. Bay, thank you so much for coordinating all this. You are the president of Morris American Enterprise. And today you have some additional products that you would like to speak to us about.
I first want to take the opportunity to thank you for your time, your patience. I don't think we could have probably found a better interview than we have right now.
Oh, thank you.
And I hope our future will be the same as conducting what we're doing.
Yes.
With that being said, I am the president of the Morris American Enterprise. We're located at 2201 East 46th Street in Indianapolis, Indiana. We have contracted with the doctor and the champ to distribute water, the health pills, and the coffee. And you should be aware that we have an extensive, I want to say arsenal. I don't want to say arsenal in the fact that to be considered revolutionary, but and also in the sense of being an opportunity to find these two in our favor. And I'm so pleased with you, and I'm pleased with you. They allowed me in their life. They afforded the Morris American Enterprise to be a part of their business. We are contracted with them to distribute all that you see before you: water, the health pills, and the coffee.
Okay.
And you can reach us, and we will provide a website that you can do so.
Okay.
We also have a number of other articles that we provide also for sale. We have Moorish fezzes. These fezzes are the short fezzes. They actually come directly from Morocco. We do have an export agent that if one is interested in purchasing these articles, they can also reach us at the same website. With that, let me extend my gratitude to the host, because without you, it would be kind of stagnated in getting the word out. And this is what I think that everyone should be able to do, network with each one, because this is the only way that we can get the word out. We have an extensive organization that reaches from here to California to New York. So we actually in the East and the West Coast. We are affiliated with Moors around the country, and we have a distribution that really works. So if anyone is interested in purchasing any of the products, if they can't contact us through the website, our dear beloved host, I pray that you will let them ones know how to reach us.
Yes, of course.
It's really convenient. I thank you for coming out and giving a in-depth, when I say in-depth, I mean in-depth understanding of what we have to offer the community. And you can reach us at, again, the website number. Anyone that is interested in purchasing and wholesaling our products, contact us on that. We'll arrange where you will be able to get a discount for helping distribute any of the products that we have. So our doors is open. Again, I want to thank you from the depths of my heart. Appreciate this opportunity to have this exposure. I appreciate it again.
Okay, you're welcome. And thank you guys for watching What's Going On Lately. Of course, I'm going to have all the websites and links at the bottom of this video for more information. Have a good one. Bye. Now, if you're a local business here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and if you want to be featured on What's Going On Lately, please check my details below. Thank you.